Hi, everybody. Hello, the Healy family. Welcome to Frequency Network. I'm so happy to see all of you again. Yeah, so today we are going to talk about space clearing. And at the end of this session here, you will find that it is so important to clear our space. As I read up and do some research, and I find that, oh my gosh, okay, I wish I had knew all this earlier. And space clearing is so important because it affects us. It affects us if you are sharing in that space. All right. So the space that we are talking about is your bedroom space, your living room space, your working space in the office. So anywhere, basically. Okay. So for those who need translation, this is the QR code. I've also put the link in the chat as well. So you can quickly grab your phone and scan the QR code and select your language. As a gentle reminder, the session here is meant for education and is meant for us to share. So for me, I'll share my personal experience from using the Healy. So use your own discretion and your own judgment. Okay, so don't take whatever that we share here as right or wrong, because I do get questions, from the session. This was shared, and now I'm doing this. Is this right or wrong? So there's no right or wrong in your approach. All right. So you always follow your body, how your body respond. If you feel good, then it's good. If you don't feel that something is not right, then what happens is you make adjustment accordingly. So you must always learn to listen to your body. All right. So there's no right or wrong way of using Healy and MagHealy. Okay. It is always experimental, and then listen to the body to see how it responds. So a gentle reminder to those who are using Healy to support your health. So remember that this is to support your energetic field. It is not meant for us to do any treatment. So please, you must seek medical advice, should you have any conditions that require attention. Okay. All right. Now, my background. So many of you here are back. Thank you so much. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate all your time, and I hope that you will keep inviting new friends, those whom you've shared Healy with, to come on board so that we can all learn together. All right. So as a profession, I do bioenergetic profiling for many years now. So in the past, I was actually a biology educator. So now I'm doing both wellness education. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. So what are we going to cover today? First, we are going to find out, space looks like it's empty, right? We always think that, hey, there's nothing there, but it actually carry information. So we are going to learn today what kind of information that is found in your space. Okay. Then secondly, we are going to learn about the MagHealy energy clearing. This is one of the one of the programs that I use a lot, a lot. Okay. Yeah. So we are going to talk about how it can help to clear away residual energy and energy imprint. And I'm going to explain what's the difference, what's the meaning of these two terms. All right. And then after that, we are going to talk about gathering of people. So when you are in a space where there are a lot of people, okay, so each one will bring their energy into the space. So here we want to talk about how to actually synchronize, that's one, or clear undesirable energy that will be affecting the entire group. And then finally, I'm going to talk about the MagHealy McMakin Plus, which is the latest program that is found in MagHealy Obsidian. Okay, so if you have the MagHealy Obsidian, yeah, so do let me know. Okay, give me a heart, give me a love, or give me a good if you have used the MagHealy making plants. All right. So today we're going to talk about space cleansing, basically for the protection of our bioenergetic field. Okay, so there are actually unknown information in our space. Now, what kind of information is present? One is residual energy. Residual energy is left there, okay, even after the person have left that space, okay? Now, for example, our body produces scent. You know, we may not be able to pick up, but we know that animals are very sensitive to pick up chemical scents, right? For example, pheromones. Pheromones are sex hormones that we leave behind, you know, or other kinds of hormones. For example, stress, fear, joy. When you're joyful, you produce a lot of dopamine. When you're stressed, a lot of cortisol, yeah, fearful and
कितना
all
है?
that. Then, when you sweat, okay, there are also chemical scents, urea and all that from your breath, from the food that you're taking, eating, and all that. Huh? So all these are actually left in the air even after you have left. For example, okay, so these are residues, molecules, scent, perfume, yeah, that you leave behind. Okay, then magnetic field, gadgets as well, can cause unease and anxiety. And somebody shared with me that when she was invited to go to a friend's house, you know, it was a huge bungalow. But the thing is, the moment she went in, she just had a splitting headache. You know, it was so painful. She didn't know why. And then as she was given a tour of the house, she went out to the balcony and guess what she saw? Opposite, very nearby, there was a huge satellite. And then she knew that that explains her splitting headache because of the electromagnetic fields, the EMF that is being emitted by certain gadgets, or in that case was a big satellite dish. So she was sensitive and she picked it up and immediately causes unease, okay, or headache. Okay, now what is energy imprints? Energy imprints is there in the space much longer than residual energy that we saw just now. Okay, we talk about the information field, and information field is not local, is not fixed. So we talk about information field. Where is it? Actually, the information field is everywhere. Okay, the information field is in the space where you are because it's electromagnetic in nature. So where the event takes place, that space actually collect a lot of information. So it actually record everything. All right. So let's say you go into a big hall that has people. So in that space, right? Wow, all your thoughts, your experiences, the discussion of your meeting, for example, okay, is all collected into that space. Yeah, everything is there. So that is imprints of thoughts, okay, feelings, all this. Okay, now the other one is like when you walk into a cathedral, a church, you may feel a sense of calmness, okay, you may feel serenity, peace that transcends everything. You just find that, oh, suddenly your mind becomes so quiet. So that is the energetic imprint in that space because of, let's say, worship music, angelic songs, choir, and all that. They left the energetic imprints there. Now, when you step into a hospital, it gives you a certain feeling. All right. When you go to a battlefield, like memorial, you know, so it has a certain feeling that you get. Okay. Or when you go into the cemetery, mausoleum, okay. And then, you know, sometimes you are there and then your hair stands, you know, the place feels cold, no life. Yeah. So these are vibes that we receive, that we get because of the energetic imprints that is found in that space. And why that space? Because objects can absorb all these energetic imprints. So if you go into historic buildings, historical place, museums, churches that is 100 years old, 200 years old. So the church pew, the furniture, the wall, the figurines have actually absorbed a lot of energetic imprints there itself. Okay, so emotions of the people there. Let's say, that place was inhabited by people during World War One, World War Two. So those kind of fear and all that is actually absorbed by the walls, by the furniture, etc. Okay, so which means that if you look at your own home, if you look at the offices and all that, so what happened is all this furniture, the wall, everything is actually picking up all the information. So you see whether the space, let's say your office, your company, your home, are the vibes good? If the vibes are not good, all these things are actually already absorbed into your surrounding. Yeah. Okay, so even if you change the people, right? So if you find that these are people who are troublemakers, even if you remove them, but their energetic vibes is still recorded in that space. Okay, so therefore, cleansing, lots of cleansing actually required. Now, energetic imprints extend to the morphic field. So we have one bioenergetic field, which is our personal field, our personal space. All of us, you and me, okay, and your community, there is a shared space, all right? Within that small community, your home is your community. If you go to a public space like a mall, okay, or a library and all that, there is the community there. So that shared space is called the morphic field. And it actually contains the energetic imprint, which is the collective memory of all the people who has been there before. So the moment you step in, you immediately feel that there is an instinctive or accepted behavior in that field. For example, you go into a very, very top-end fine dining restaurant. Okay, so the moment you walk in, you find that everybody is prim, proper, well-behaved. Okay, when you walk into the library, that silence is there. So you also feel that there is a need to also be quiet. Okay, yeah. Or let's say, what other space is there that has all this? Okay, so let's say you go into the space where, like, discotheque, for example. When you go in there, the energy that you feel, okay, are those energy that's very, very high that is left there by all the previous people who are there. Okay, so if that's the space where people who are sad with problems go there and drink and, forget about their sadness when you walk in, okay, so that space contain all that. And you tend to do the same. That means when you walk into that space, if that space is a space where people are gossiping and people are pouring out their sadness, their grief and all that, so you will be influenced energetically to actually behave that way also. Okay, yeah. Now, psychological triggers, mind, body, environment. So, when you walk past a bakery, okay, you have the smell of the bread, right? It suddenly triggers something. All right. If you taste something that is something like what your mother used to cook for you and you liked it, that's your comfort food. So when you taste something, immediately it brings back, it jolts your memory, right? So scent, all these can have psychological triggers. Okay. Perfume, which is very personal. So your brain will immediately pick up all this and then cause you to evoke a certain feeling. So certain environment makes you feel safe. Certain environment makes you feel threatened. Okay, certain environment gives you a lot of creative juice. Yeah. So whether you see it or not, this kind of residual energy or energetic imprint, okay, you may not be aware of it, but the body will automatically pick up all this through your sensory system and create that gut feeling or create a certain emotions in you. Okay? Yeah. So if it's a happy one, then it's good. But it can also automatically create something negative in you as well. Sadness, grief, anger, bitterness, yeah, any of this. Okay, so why do we clean our space? Yeah, why do we clean our space? And when do we clean the space? After negative events, because if there is an argument in that space, okay, quarrel, illness. Let's say the bedroom has been stayed by somebody who was ill for some time. Okay. Yeah. And therefore, the energy of that person, stagnant energy, residual energy is left there. Okay. So therefore, you want to cleanse the energy in this space because it feels heavy, sad, tense. Okay, so let's say the home, right, where uh, the unhappy marriage takes place. Okay, so after a divorce, there's also split of the property and all that, right? So you'll find that the person who inherit the property, if you continue to stay inside, you can't be very happy also because all the energy that is there. Okay, so that's why usually people will just sell away the house, move on to a different place to stay. Okay, so otherwise you will be still be affected by that very same energy. So illness, if somebody is ill at home, okay, and they stay in the certain bedroom all the way until uh, time of death. So all these things actually needs cleansing as well. Okay, so a home, you may find that, okay, you bought a new home or you're going to move into a new office. Yeah, nothing is new because that space was previously occupied by all the interior designers, the construction workers and all that. So they leave that energy in that space. Okay. If you go into a hotel, even if it's just for a few days, so there are also previous occupants who stayed there. So the space, the furniture, everything contains all this stagnant energy or residual energy. So therefore, there is a need to actually clean the space. Okay, even if you think that it's a new office, okay, so there is a need to also clean everything before you actually go in. Okay, now cleaning the space is also a form of energetic hygiene, just that every day we bathe. When we go out and come back, you pick up dust, you pick up germs and all that. So therefore, we have been taught from young that, you go and bathe, cleanse yourself, change into a new set of clothing. So space is also the same. All right. So over time, right, if you don't vacuum or clean your house, you will find that even if your whole entire house is enclosed, air conditioned, there will be dust somehow that will just, pick up over time. All right. So low level, chaotic, stagnant energy, they can build up over time from even stress, fatigue, or any negative thoughts that you encounter for day to day. So it did not be actually something big, so it can just be your normal daily stress that can also accumulate and build up like dust in our house over time. Okay, now there are unwanted influences because when you go out, there are entities, negative energies, attachment that are drawn to chaotic or stagnant energy. So if your energy is low, you may actually pick up all these entities attachment to your fields, and then you actually bring it back into your home as well. Okay, so therefore you do not know because you can't see all this. Yeah. And then spiritual purification. So if you want to, let's say, prepare yourself for prayer, for meditation, for any of your religious rituals, rites, so is to clean the container, the vessels that you have. So clean your energetic field. So how will this help you? Help you to actually connect better with the divine. So it clears your space, it clears your channel. Okay, so you can connect to your higher self. You can have a deeper meditation, a better experience. All right. Then it is also a psychological reset. So clearing the space, we are talking about using frequency, but it is also including removing clutter as well. Okay, so as you do and clean all these things, it actually brings you back to having more control. Okay, you feel calmer, it reduces your anxiety. So it creates a sense of safety for you when you improve your environment. So clutter, things that are disorganized, all that. So if this is a season for cleaning, let's say spring cleaning, for example, because Christmas is around the corner. And then 2026 is also around the corner. So take this time, when you are having your long holidays, uh, let's declutter. Okay, so it helps to bring down anxiety, depression, and all that. So because your external space actually reflect your internal mental space as well. Okay, so once everything is nice, neat, in order, you will find that internally, that's you as well. Okay, yeah. And then if there are space that you want to repurpose the use, then you can set a new intention, clear out all that space, okay, clean it up. I'm going to tell you which one to actually clean up, okay, and then use the correct program later on to invite positivity, peace, prosperity, love into that space. You can also do it as a dedication. Let's say you have a new business office or space, okay, or you are expecting a new baby, you have a new room that is newly painted with all the wallpaper, nice furniture. So you can actually also, yeah, clean that space in preparation for a new anticipation. Okay, so this is part and parcel of cleansing the space. Okay, so how is it that when we vibrate Healy, MagHealy later on, how does it actually clean your space? Okay, yeah, there are two ways. One is through what we call energetic disruption. So you can see here, this is the floor tiles, right? On the pavement that is very, very dirty because algae has grown on it. So you don't see somebody with a small brush sit down there and go and scrub everything. They use this kind of very powerful water jets, correct or not? So once you turn on, the pressure will then bzzz, and then cause all those dirt to actually uh kind of like come off, correct? Yeah. So it's the same. So when we vibrate the MagHealy, the frequency will also do the same. Energetic disruption. So everything, all the energy in the room, it has a certain vibrational frequency. So stagnant energy, negative energy, heavy, dense energy. Okay. So this vibration will actually shake, 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 shake all these things in order to disrupt the whole thing so that it can actually be set free. Okay, remember things that are in the furniture and all that, right? So how do you get rid of all this? Is through the vibration. That frequency will resonate with some of these things and then cause it to actually come off. Okay, yeah. So this is what we call a sonic scrubber, sonic scrubber, okay, that disrupt all energy patterns and allow for a reset. Okay or not? So if you are in that space and you find that you have been falling sick, um, or a lot of unpredictable, unhappy things that has been happening. Okay, so that means it is actually time to actually do a cleansing of that space, because all these are signs, okay, for you that the space that you are dwelling in or spending time in may not be favorable or supportive to you. Okay, now the other one is like, the bartender, you put in all the different liquids and then you shake. Okay. Yeah. So the next one is what the frequency is doing. The electromagnetic waves, okay, will cause vibration. It will travel through the air to all the physical matter, to all the nooks and corners you can't see. Because sometimes when you clean, there are spaces where you don't even clean. But here, when you talk about the vibration, it penetrates to every single nook and corner where it will actually do vigorous shaking. Okay, your furniture, your things may not shake as if it's an earthquake. Okay, but at the molecular level, all right, they are actually shaking, breaking things up, okay, and throw things around. It's like you take the blanket and then you so that all the dust particles and everything that is stuck to the blanket, right? Sometimes you take the mattress, the thin mattress or blanket, or what do you call that? The comforter. So you will go outdoor and then you will take that piece of material and then you will just give a shaking, and then all the dust particles will actually fly into the atmosphere. Okay, so this is what is being done at the molecular level in your entire space. Okay, so once all these get kicked out, then what happened is there will be rearrangement of all this in order to let it settle. And yeah, and once all this stagnant energy is removed, then you'll find that the molecules are free to move and to vibrate as it should. Okay, yeah. Okay, so what do we use? We'll talk about MagHealy first, so don't worry if you don't have a MagHealy. Later on, I'll talk about Healy. Or if you still don't have a MagHealy, I hope that after this, okay, you will reconsider. Okay, so atmosphere, in the atmosphere module, there is energy clearing. All right, so this is the one, energy clearing. I like to use the MagHealy because it's very easy, straightforward. You just turn it on, put it somewhere in the middle of the room, not in the corner, so middle, so that 360 degrees can actually receive the frequency. All right, so you can just put it at the table, like in this picture here, and then just turn on the program. Now, what is the percentage that you use? So if you're using energy clearing to clean up your entire space, I would recommend 100%. Okay, because the percentage is actually telling you the area of coverage. Okay, area of coverage. If it's just for yourself, then 30%, 40% will do. But here, if you want to clean, okay, so you will cover a space of about 2 meter radius from the MagHealy. All right, so if your MagHealy is here, okay, roughly 2 meters. So if your room is very, very big, you either have 2 devices there, or you move the device, do one half of the room first, and then later on you move to the next half. All right. Now, how long? How long do you want to actually do the clearing? All right. So now, if this is the first time you are actually doing space clearing, I would suggest that you do a minimum of 4 hours. Okay, you can either, because atmosphere, you can actually do the charging. You leave it on the charging disk and then put the MagHealy there and then just let it charge and use at the same time so that you can use it longer. Okay, 4 hours if you are first time. All right, the longer the better. Just do a very quick cleansing. But if you are a regular, that means you have done the first thorough cleansing. Subsequently, maybe 2 hours. All right, just let it do the cleansing probably once a week, all right, or a few times a month just to clear your space. Okay, all right. So if you have any questions, you can pop it into the chat. I will then see if you have questions for that. Okay, are you clear? All right. So for space, I would recommend maximum 100%. All right. Yeah. So can it penetrate the wall? There are people who ask, no, every single room you repeat the process. So if you want to cleanse the whole house, you don't put it in the middle of your house. You go into every single room. Okay, so one room, clear. Once you finish, go to the next room, bring it there and do the clearing. Yes, for atmosphere, you can use it while you are charging. Okay, because you may want to leave it there for 24 hours. It's fine. Let's say it's a new house, for example, a new house, and you are going to move in. Okay, so before you move in with all your furniture, and then you know that there are paint smell, the glue, okay, that emits a lot of harmful chemicals, you can use energy clearing. And later I'll tell you, you can use kitchen programs to actually just run 24 hours if you haven't moved into the house. Okay, yeah. If there are people walking in and out, doesn't it matter? No, it just does not matter. All right, so you can just let it run even if there are people in the room. Okay, the effect will last for how long? It depends on what kind of activity is taking place. All right, so let's say if there is nothing negative. For example, if you have family and all that, if you find that somebody is arguing and fighting and quarreling, okay, immediately after that, you have to do the cleansing. Okay, so it's not about how frequent or how long it will last. Okay, it all depends on the occupants in the room after you finish all the cleansing. Okay, so yeah, so fighting, arguing, or people falling sick. Okay, there are people with, let's say, infection. Yeah, so if you feel not right, then you should actually do the energy clearing. Okay, so you can't measure how long it will last. So you have to observe the people. If you find that people are not getting along, then you should actually do the cleansing. If you find that let's say things are not getting smooth, do the cleansing. Yeah. So daily we can use, yes, you can even use it every single day. Okay. Like let's say before I give a session like this, okay, now I will cleanse my space first. Okay, I'll do 1 hour or 2 hours of cleansing this space here because it affects me and it affects you. Correct or not? So I want to make sure that before I meet my audience in the Zoom, my space around me is clean. I do not want any other residual energy here. Okay, then after that, before I start, then I'll move into coherence. Yeah. So yeah, it depends. So you can even use energy clearing before you meet your clients. Okay, before you have a meeting in your office or a conference room or a meeting room, go earlier. Leave the device there and let it do the cleansing so that you get fresh energy before a person comes in. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yes. So can you use it along with other program? Well, yes and no. Okay. If you're doing energy space cleansing, just use energy clearing, clean up first, rather than you use two different energy within that same space. Okay. Yeah. After you have cleansed the energy, if you want to run other programs, can. Okay. No issue. So the very first time, if you just want to do the space clearing, just do one program within that space. Okay. After you cleanse it, then only you introduce the other programs. That would be better. Because if you have dirty clothes, right, you don't put new clothes on top of your dirty clothes together, right? So you have to do one first, after the other. But if your space is already cleaned, then yes, you can. All right. Let's say like this space is already clean, is my usual space, and then I use energy clearing quite frequently. Then you want to run two, can, meaning that I'll run one MagHealy and then I'll run another one, which is the Healy for myself, then it's fine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So what kind of frequencies do you find there? What would you expect when you run energy clearing? Okay. So it brings the space into alignment. For example, 3.41 kilohertz into alignment with the cosmic space. A sense of sacredness, connection, spiritual clarity. It makes the space feels clean, safe, present, grounded. Okay, stabilize newly cleared energy. It brings harmony and peace. All right, what else can you find? 930 kilohertz, like this one here. Break apart, dissipate of harmful, negative, stagnant energy patterns. That includes pathogens, germs, viruses, fungus, and all that, and other dense energy entities. So it can actually break apart. And then EMF, if you're very, very sensitive to, let's say just now that one, the Wi-Fi, satellite dish, cell phones, electrical wiring, it also helps you to clear away all that as well. Okay, so 18.1, this is the healing frequency of the planet. So it actually wrap your whole house, right, in a cocoon of biological coherence with the planetary energy. Okay, now those very high frequency kilohertz one, 724, they have the ability to kill moles, aspergillus. Okay, if your space is damped, carpeted, you know, when you have carpet, when you have curtains, okay, and these things, food particles actually get trapped into the threads, the in-between thread of the carpet and all that. So you may not vacuum it every day. So moles, bacteria will very quickly occupy those spaces. Okay. Yeah. So old houses that has wood, a lot of wood furniture. So wood furniture, if they get wet, dampness, fungus grow not in places that you can see. The fungus actually grow internally within the wood. So you actually don't know. Okay, and you're breathing in a lot of fungal spores. So if you have a lot of frequently get respiratory issues, that could be another indicator, okay, that there are presence of moles. So it can actually shatter moles. Okay, so if the person actually frequently have allergy, asthma, immune issues, respiratory issues, so energy clearing is good to actually help you to clear away all this. So you have 98.9 to recalibrate the space for your brain. Okay. Let me see. Did I forget to? There is a function. Okay. Sorry, I have to stop first because, yeah. Let me pause because I want to remove that. Okay. There is one that is disable annotation. Today, I have no idea why, but all the buttons look so different. Okay. Hang on, give me a moment. I want to disable. Okay, I can't find it. Okay, there
Could
is
be
a
under
disabled.
more. It would be
There's a
under
dis
more.
huh?
It
Wait,
would
hang
be
on.
under more.
Under mode.
More, yeah.
Let me see.
When you click on more, it comes.
More.
Mm,
Under more.
yeah. Are you seeing it there?
Okay.
While screen sharing and selecting
Yeah,
visible
usually there
annotation.
is. Usually there is, and I would disable it. But
Or you
today
can,
the
okay,
today the but
permanently turn it off in Zoom
yeah,
by
yeah.
going to settings, meeting tab, and logging off annotation.
Yeah. Okay, I'm
Okay,
finding
got
it.
it. Yeah.
Usually I can easily find that particular thing. Meeting settings.
Toggling off annotations.
Sorry,
It's a toggle, na? On off.
let me see, Okay. Share chat. Okay. Today, all the buttons look different. So I remember I turned off that function. Okay. Background. No. Okay. Okay, now I shall not waste the time. Okay, I usually turn it off. But I'm in a new place, so I do not know why. Okay, all right, so 98.9, it recalibrate your brain, heart, even your DNA, so your space, it actually help you to optimize. So therefore, you actually feel less stress. Heart-wise, you feel happier. Okay, yeah. Then, okay, whoever is it, can you please help me to stop that? Yeah. Okay, 2.73 kilohertz instill a sense of peace, unity, and 3.02 kilohertz is to support meditation. So you can even use this during your meditation process. And yeah, and in a group, so when you have a group meditation, so you can actually clean that as well. Strengthen your energetic body, clarity of your thought. Okay, so all this is helpful. 396, residual energy of fear, guilt, shame. Then you have very, very low ones like the theta will help you to quieten down, okay, to go into a meditative mode. Yeah, so that your mind will become quiet, and then your analytical, logical mind will not be so active. Okay. Now, this one is interesting. 268 kilohertz here. They call it the energetic antibiotic. Yeah. So it's good, especially if there is infection at home. Okay. So people are sick, to prevent it from, one person passing it to the other person. Sanitize your environment. And then there are times of the year, spring, for example, hay fever. Okay, yeah, so you can actually sanitize your own internal environment from all this. Okay, then what else? Psychic debris left by previous occupants. Okay, energetic patterns that are left after a person uh, is sick from illness. Okay, then the next one is the kitchen space. Okay, yeah. So kitchen space, what happens is when you cook, there are chemical molecules, odors that are stuck everywhere in the house, oil particles, etc. And the kitchen space is very important because the person who prepares the food actually put your energy into the food that you are preparing. All right. So uh, that's one aspect of it. Then there's the space where you store a lot of your shopping. Okay, your materials, you want them to last longer, not spoil so fast. So this is where you can use this set of programs, okay, for food cleansing, kitchen, pantry. Now, when you use kitchen, while you are cooking, for example, or you can use kitchen to actually clear the space in a place where you prepare your food. Okay. Now, sometimes you are the one preparing. Now, sometimes it's your helper, all right, who is preparing the food. So it is very, very important that the person who prepares the food actually feel good, have a happy feeling. Yeah. So anything like arguments that takes place in the kitchen and all that food that has been spoiled, they also leave behind residual energy. Okay, yeah, so you can flush out all this energy. Okay, anything like poor digestion, lethargy, all the negative things that does not support your digestive system, so all these can be cleansed from that space as well. 104, you see a lot of 104, right? All three here showing 104 is actually for the root chakra. Okay, so why kitchen has to do with root chakra? It has to do for the person who is preparing. Fear, instability, anxiety, lack. Let's say, okay, let's say there is financial lack. And then while you're cooking, right, you feel that lack, you feel the fear. When is the next meal? Okay, and when you prepare the food, you will find that, okay, we don't have enough money. So how am I going to stretch the food that I have, the resources that I have? So all these feelings that you have when you are cooking, you're actually putting all this lack of abundance, instability, insecurity, and all that into the food, and everybody is eating it. The whole family is eating it. So therefore, it's utmost important to clear away all this from the person who is preparing your food. Okay, yeah. Then solar plexus. Solar plexus control your personal power, your confidence. So it actually helps that particular one so that, okay, you are not angry, you are not frustrated because everything you feel is within your control. So therefore, when you cook, you present that into the food. Yeah. So all this, if you are angry, can cause digestive upset. So you're putting the wrong energy into your food. Yeah. So yeah. So 1.2 for stability, for peace. 64 2 is also for solar plexus and all that. Yeah. Okay. So what else? 90 hertz. Feeling blissful. Now, somebody has shared with me that when she actually run the kitchen and she's preparing food, she feels happy. And then she said that she was actually, cooking in very, very happily that day. Okay. Yeah. So it helps because it helps to calm your mind and make you feel happy. So the food that you cook will also have infused happiness energy into your food. Okay. Promote order, disintegrator. Disintegrator is all these things that carry all the family tension, dense energetic imprints and all that. So all this, it can actually disintegrate the wrong energy. Now, food cleansing is what you use either before on the raw materials that you are using, or after your food is prepared, you can leave it there. Okay, leave the MagHealy there for, let's say, 10 minutes to do cleansing of all your food. Yeah, that's another way. Okay, so for example, you have raw materials. Okay, like this is what I show you, just to put all your raw materials together, and then you put the MagHealy on top, and then just run the food cleansing for 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Even food that you want to actually store, okay, by cleansing, doing all this cleansing, it can help you to break down molecules, toxic molecules here, pesticide, okay, yeah, and then preservatives, okay, and other chemicals that's being used to uh, let the food actually last longer, right? So this is where it can actually help. Yeah. So you can do it this way on raw materials before you use them. Okay, so any microscopic particles, parasites for your fruits and vegetables, right? Bacteria, all this, right? So it actually helps to disintegrate. So if you actually after shopping, do that cleansing, just 15, half an hour, leave it there. It might actually allow you to store your food longer. So that will actually minimize wastage of food. Things go bad. Yeah. And then what else? Restore the food's natural state and even the taste of the food. So you can do it on fruits, before you eat, before you cut, you can actually do the food cleansing. The taste of the fruit itself may be slightly different. And I have somebody who shared with me that the mango was too sour. Okay, it was inedible, and she do the food cleansing, just put it there for 10, 15 minutes. And after that, when she ate the mango, it was okay. She could finish the mango. Okay, so you can try that. All right. So cooked food, or let's say meat, meat in the process of slaughter, in the process of cultivating the animals went through fear, they went through stress, they went through infections, diseases, and all that, right? So we have seen documentaries that shows all these things. Because, for example, chicken, you grow them in very, very tight space containers. So the meat carries all this fear, stress, etc. So when you eat them, you are also eating all these energetic imprints. So when you do the food cleansing, you are removing all this. Yeah. Re-energize your food, give life to the food. Okay. So yeah. But this is not something that is scientifically tested. Okay. So this is what you can actually practice and you can observe. Yeah. Okay, so while enjoying your meals, you can use family harmony. You can use eating. All right. Yeah. Eating is good. Let's say you have very young children, and young children, they either cannot sit still and they will be running around the dining table and disturbing others. Let's say you are outside in a restaurant, or you are, let's say, uh, in your home. Okay. So somebody has shared with me that using eating programs while feeding the grandchild makes the feeding process a lot easier. Okay, they eat faster. Okay, and they don't run around. Okay, so that was one experience that somebody has shared with me. All right. Okay. So sometimes food are actually prepared by others when you go out, right? So you do not know in the kitchen whether the chef who is preparing your food is a happy worker or not happy worker, and therefore all these things go into your food. So cleansing your food before you eat is good. All right. So now, while enjoying your meal, you can use family harmony. So family harmony, when you use, actually calm your nervous system. So when you eat, you do not want to have all the residual tension from your work and all that to bring it into your dining table. So this is a place where you want people to be calm, to forget about all this tension, to listen to one another. All right, to share your day, to share your life with one another. All right. Okay. Then all these resentments, past emotional wounds. Why past emotional wounds and family harmony and eating? Because the dining table is where you can deepen your relationship with one another, where you can do your sharing, etc. Okay, so uh, let's say spouse, all right? You just had some arguments and you do not want to bring that to your dining table. So while you are, after you do your food cleansing, you can change that into a family harmony, and that will actually improve your quality of relationship using the eating time. Yeah. Okay. And I tried family harmony while having meals, even with friends. The quality of conversation, it goes much deeper. Sometimes we bring our mobile phones to the table, and sometimes with friends also, you pick up the phone and then you check messages in between all that. When you use family harmony, you'll find that people are focused. Okay, you don't see people taking out their phones and then check, go Facebook, go social media and all that. No, everybody is really engaged in the conversation, and that is what I like. Okay. All right. So, what else? The auditory sensitivity and all that. So this is for, let's say, ADHD, attention deficit. So you're like always distracted and always want to run around, move around. So it will actually help them to actually calm down as well. Okay. Open your heart to be more receptive, to really listen to one another. You see a lot of listening one. Listening, active listening, calm your nervous system. And you see this one is very important, the group energy. Okay. So when you are, let's say a family sitting at the dining table. Okay, one is thinking about the school work, one is doing about the office work, one is having other concerns. So everybody is not present. Okay, so harmonizing the group energy is to actually help everybody to actually be more present in that state. All right, yeah. Okay, then you have the Schumann. Okay, so synchronizing moods as well. And I find that this is particularly important to build family relationship. Okay, then all this, real shame is all the same. And then here, safe space for vulnerable thoughts, safe space. Okay, this one here for deeper sharing. Okay, when you want deeper sharing. But of course, this one is not for eating. If you use it for other times when you want to have a deeper conversation with people in that space that you have, okay, when you're talking to people. So family harmony is actually useful and good. Yeah. Okay, then the others, I mentioned this, okay, even eating root chakra, so that when you eat, you feel abundant when you're eating, not with stress, not with all this fear, anxiety, trauma, and it will also reduce emotional eating. All right. Stress eating, emotional eating, where you overeat and you binge. Okay. So it gives you the appetite without causing you to overeat because of stress. Okay. Yeah. So then what else do we have? Reduce anxiety. Yeah, all these are anything that interferes with your appetite. So let's say if somebody is sick and is not able to eat properly or eat well, this is what you can do. All right, so turn on the eating to improve their digestion, but it will not cause you to overeat because you're stressed, etc. Okay, so 1.4 here, stimulate peristalsis is the movement of the food through the digestive system. So all this will actually help you to eat better. It's good for your metabolism, etc. So how many hours do you put on family harmony? You don't put it on and then leave it there when nobody is there. Okay, family harmony is one program that you use when the people are there, because atmosphere program, what it can do is it actually interact with every individual that's there. So when you see the percentages, is for everybody. So everybody will benefit at the same time. So you use it during the activity itself. Let's say during dining time, when you go out with friends. Okay, family harmony is a program that you can also, through the space, okay, uh, synchronize all the people. When you have a party, when you have a meeting, let's say a brainstorming meeting, or you have a more relaxing, get to know each other kind of meeting with your colleagues. Yeah, so you can use that. So you use it as long as you have the event. Okay, as long as the event is there, you can use it. Let's say Christmas is coming, New Year is coming. So yeah, so people are having a lot of reunions, family meetings, family activities. Yes, use that while all the people are there. Okay, all right. Now, children. So when you have a gathering of people, children will come, and therefore, what happens? Children may actually argue and fight and all that, right? So, children playing. Okay, you can use children playing for that group of children, or when you are playing with your children, when you are interacting with them, you can use children playing as well. Okay, yeah. So this will make them more harmonious, more interactive. So it's good for something social for the children. Okay. All right. So now we come to our own personal space. This is your bioenergetic field. Okay. This is how it looks like. Okay. Shape of a torus, the vertical component as well as the horizontal component, looking like a donut. And you stand in the middle of the donut. Okay. So the space, our personal space, right, has many layers, many layers. And each of this layer here has to do with the chakras. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, it has to do with the chakras. So somebody asked a question, where do you put the device for family harmony and children playing? Where they are? Okay, no? Yeah. So of course you don't put it in the dining table. If you put your MagHealy on the dining table, it is for food cleansing. Okay, about 10-15 minutes. For family harmony, you don't put it at the dining table. You can just put it by the side. Let's say if there is a small coffee table, you can just leave it as a coffee table. As long as it's within 2 meters away from the device, is okay. All right. You can even put it in your handbag, if you're outside. Okay, I just leave it in my handbag. So, or my carrier, so you don't zip it up, you just put it there so that there's a space and slightly open, so you can do that as well. For children it's the same. Yeah, don't put it somewhere there where they can actually get hold of it. All right, so put it somewhere where they can't see but near enough for them to feel the effects. All right, okay, so we come to personal space. So our personal space has many layers, yeah, many layers. And each of the layer here has to do with the respective chakra. So it's like a cocoon of energetic field around us. Okay, yeah. And McMakin Plus is the latest program that is now available in the MagHealy Obsidian, this space clearing over here. So I've used it, okay? And then let's see what it can do. So why is it important to clean our personal space other than the space outside? Okay, this is diagrams to show, because we can't see, right? You can't see our own field. But these are diagrams to give us an idea of what is happening to our field so that we feel urgent enough to do something about it. All right. So there can be holes, little puncture where your own energy can leak out, or other energies can actually come into your space. So rips and tears and all that. So there can be this one, unbalanced energy flow, then intrusive energy. So there can be attachment. Just now we said attachment, entities, okay, black magic. People have asked me how to actually clean all these unwanted energy that people put into your field. Okay, there can be cords, attachment to people. Okay, there can be hooks and all these entanglements with other energetic entities, including entanglements with other humans. Okay, drains, leakage, and all that can cause you to feel tired. If you're constantly tired, fatigued, for no particular reason, it's not as if you have done something very, very strenuous, but your energy is low and you just feel like, ah, listless, lifeless, okay? Meaning that you are losing energy somewhere, somehow, okay? Yeah. So don't take the picture literally, but that is actually just to help our imagination, that's all. So the personal space clearing has this 600. So you will see two figures. That means two frequencies are being vibrated out when you are using the MagHealy. All right, so these two, what does it mean when you see these two on the screen? Repair energetic discord, fractured energetic field after argument, tension, or emotional turmoil. So this is to repair, actually to repair your own field. Okay, open up your heart space for love, compassion, acceptance, dissolve energy of betrayal. Betrayal by friends, betrayal by spouse, betrayal by your energy, by your children, they break their promise, etc. It also clear anxiety, panic, feelings of insecurity. Okay, somewhat similar to the root chakra. Okay, so gives you a sense of protection. Okay, next one is 640 and 450. This is for forgiveness, for compassion, empathy, dissolve energy of separation, judgment, and conflict. So this is where there are tension, okay, discord or disagreement with people, conflict. Okay, then the other pair that is given is 680 and 67. So 680 is to clear overthinking. Residual energy, that means the energy in that space, So you quarrel there before, right? If you don't clear the energy when you are in that space, all the words, the thoughts, the feelings that was left there from the previous or earlier argument will start to interact with your mind and cause you to loop, replay, 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 overthinking. Okay, looping. So where does all these thoughts come from? Is actually from the space interfering with your mental space. Okay, so the conversation, the argument keep playing in your mind if you do not clear it away. So it's important to clear. All right, cleanse from procrastination, self-doubt, release, suppress expression. Then 67 is to do the shaking, disrupt the dense, heavy energy. Okay, remember I said just now? Deep-seated fear, ancestral trauma, dreadful feelings, energetic impurities that are deeply embedded in your energetic field. So these are not new things. These are things that have accumulated over your entire life. All these energetic impurities get accumulated. So it can start from, let's say, your teenage years, okay, the fights, the arguments that you have with your father, with your mother, with your siblings. Okay, so all these energetic impurity imprints are all stuck there, you know? Yeah, so it's time to give it a good shaking like the blanket, okay, to disperse away all this. Okay, 550, unconditional love, resentment, dissolve energy of hostility, resentment. So it will help, especially in spousal relationship, okay, relationship that brings you a lot of heartache, sadness, grief. Yeah, so this will help to heal, help you to reset, meaning what? As if nothing has happened before. So all those feelings will actually dissipate and go away. So it makes it easier for you to actually start from a fresh page. Okay, so other dormant memories, etc., all these can also help as well. 440, 660, chaotic energy. If you don't feel calm, if you feel frustrated, if you feel unsettled, okay, this is the one. Clear energy of arguments, conflict, mental clutter. This one is to 660 is to shake loose stagnant energy, repetitive negative cycle, lethargy, okay, frequently tired and all that. So it's to release all this. 88 or 87 hertz is again another agitation. So this is to release deep-seated fear, even fear that you may have and you don't know where they come from, okay? Or you may not know why you have that kind of fear, because this kind of fear can be accumulated even from your mother's womb, while you're in your mother's womb. So you already start accumulating some of these things, okay? And they don't belong to you, right? Then the others include karmic, ancestral imprints. These are things that comes together with your DNA, okay? Yeah, lots, right? You'll find that, wow, so much of all this energy. Yeah. 35 hertz, energetic impurities. Okay, more or less like the same thing, but yeah, different frequencies to do different job. 102 for heartbreak, loneliness, isolation. 94 if you feel volatile. Volatile means emotions, means that for no reason you find yourself moving from 5 calm to suddenly tantrums or outbursts. All right, so that is volatile emotions, unstable. You can just swing, swing, swing. So that is to transmute that. Relationships that feel stuck. If your projects are stuck, okay, so that means there are energy that is stuck as well. Okay. Then entanglements in manipulative relationship, codependent relationships. So it can help with all this. Toxic gossip, overthinking, rigid patterns, rigid thoughts. 970, a clear channel for intuition, shake, loose, or even cut emotional cords. Obsession with people, obsession with certain things. All right. Control, high need for control or any other karmic ties. 27, energetic crystals, disrupt energetic crystals, geopathic stress in the homes. And then here, exorcism. There are people who ask me, you know, what if they feel that they have entities that are following them, stuck to their field, or even black magic? Okay, so 23 hertz here can be for energetic exorcism. Okay, so it really helps to remove all these entities that does not belong to your space. Okay, sounds powerful, powerful. All right, yeah. Then other dense stagnant energy from long-term illness, depression, okay, either yourself or people in the home, but this is about your personal energetic space. So if you have been sick for quite some time, and then depression, so all this you can use. And then here, 17 hertz to disrupt hyper stable, resilient negative entities or imprints. Yeah. So all these will give it a good shaking. Generational karmic curses. These are things that we can't see, but hold us back, you know. Yeah. Then 33 hertz also help in exorcism as well. All right. So don't believe everything I say. So use it in order to know to what extent it can do the clearing. All right, so what is similar to space clearing on the non-obsidian? Well, use energy clearing. All right, that means the normal MagHealy. Yeah, so the normal MagHealy, you use that first. If you have the Healy obsidian, you can use all of this. All right, like exorcism, right? You can use this one, defense, negative energy. Okay, so this can also shield you away from all this dense negative energy as well. And then all kinds of energy. That's why it's called energy cycle. So this one is also good to cleanse your entire energetic field. So at least go one round, you know, don't use all in one day, but there are 12 programs here that you can use over time, every day one. All right. So go one round through the 12 programs to actually clean every aspect of your bioenergetic field. Okay, yeah. Then for those with Healy, you also have this one, general protection, general protection of your field. And then if you have lots of thoughts, overthinking, and then you find yourself easily disturbed by other people's thoughts in that space, okay, then you can do your mental protection. Okay, subtle here is your auric field, all the layers that we talk about. So subtle, you can use subtle as well to protect yourself from negative energetic entities. Yeah, in fact, when things does not go smooth and they find that certain people have some weird behavior that is not something that they would normally behave or do, and when they do this scan or analysis in the blue app, they may find that subtle become 80%, 70%. So you know that something is there in stuck to the field. All right. So you can use the defense to just run, vibrate. Okay. Use the subtle pink app and then continuously. Okay. When it finish, restart the program and run again. When it finish, run again until you find that the person's behavior has gone back to normal. Okay. Yeah, this is not to scare you, all right? But sometimes even when you see the doctor, you can't seem to find what's the problem. So you may want to explore this. Okay, so if you have the aura, you can also use the Healy aura module to do the space cleansing. I used to do that, but ever since I have the MagHealy, I've switched completely actually to MagHealy because it's a lot simpler. Okay, so if you don't have the MagHealy, this is your alternative to use the aura module. So you have to create the client under a building. Okay, so go to the building, put in your information. So how to record the vibration is to leave your MagHealy in the roughly the center of the room. Just leave it there, don't hold it. Okay, because when you hold it, it's recording your vibration. So you leave it, let's say a coffee table somewhere in the middle where it records the space. Then name can be anything. Okay, you can call it my house, my home. Okay, yeah, kind of building, residential and all that doesn't quite matter here. Okay, date of edification. If you are unsure, it is like the birth date of that building, So if you own the building, usually there is a document that said when the building was first approved to actually build on a certain plot of land. Okay, so if you don't know, leave it blank. Okay, you can also put it as a date where you move into that space. If you can't even remember, just leave it blank. Okay, yeah. So this page here, name and kind of building is not that important. It's just for your own reference to locate and find that profile. That's all. Okay, now the address is important because that is the location of the building and you are required to put in the coordinates. That means this is the GPS, the global positioning reference point for your location. All right, so you can go to Google. Okay, you can just put in there, let's say Singapore, right? I'll just put Singapore. Let's say if it's 530356, I'll just put there Singapore 530356 latitude. I'll just key in these three words. And then after that, they will give you this numbers here. 1 point degree north, 103 whatever degree east. So degree north is the latitude, degree east or degree west, that's the longitude. So you just need to copy that whole stretch and then put it into the space over here. All right, yeah. So if you're going to the hotel, then you have to create a client that is the hotel. Yeah, so that's why I find that this is a bit troublesome. So I prefer to use the MagHealy. But if you don't have the MagHealy, this is your best alternative. So do the same. That means the space that you want to clear, stand at one corner where you can capture as much of the space as possible. Click, go in there, and then do the analysis as usual. Okay. Yeah. So don't ask me why the space got crown, heart, all this chakra. Okay. You just go through the motion, do all this. The main thing is to continue and then go on to the next. Now, you will see statements like this. You'll be wondering, how come the space got feelings? These are not the building having that feelings, okay? These are the residual energy or energetic imprints that is left there by occupants, previous occupants. So it's stuck there. It's stuck to the wall, it's stuck to the furniture, it's in the space, hanging in the air, right? So all these are lack of self-esteem, people afraid to make decisions. So imagine if you're in the space, it also makes you resonate in that same way. All right. Yeah. Then which one? Feel like a victim of life. Imagine you're in a space that people there used to feel like a victim. Okay. Then what else? Third eye chakras. Okay. Feeling confused, things like that. So you resonate, you start to be influenced and resonate with this kind of energy. Okay. So therefore, use the aura and do the cleansing as well. Okay. Yeah. Then, all right. So I've shown you how to use the MagHealy, the MagHealy Obsidian for your personal space. And if you don't have the MagHealy, you can use the Healy Defense, Obsidian Energy Cycle, use the Aura as well. So Aura helps you in your personal space. Okay, if you don't have the Obsidian Making Plus, okay, yeah. So you can use whatever that you have to do cleansing. Okay, not so if you have both devices, yeah, make use of all this, not all within a day, but you can spread it out, use different programs because each program has its unique set of frequencies. So when you rotate them around, it covers all areas and all angles. All right. So I hope that this sharing has been useful for you. And I hope that after this, okay, it really, open up your mind to really consider space cleansing. All right. Okay. Yeah. So share it with your friends if you find that this is useful for you. Okay. Now, I'll see you again on the 18th of December. This is actually the last session for 2025 because December 25th is Christmas, so there won't be any session. So December 18th is my last session with you for 2025. All right. So next week, December 11th, Petra will be wrapping up the year with you. And today's recording can be found in YouTube by this title, Healy World Learning Hub. So you can rewatch or you can copy the link and then share it with your friends because year end is a time where you use it to actually wrap up the year and then do a lot of cleaning the house. So it's good to put everything together. Okay, all right. So, okay, Nitya, you have a question, so I'll let you go first. Thank you. Thank you, Giovanna.
Hi,
Hmm.
Christy. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you so much for the lovely session, Christy. I truly enjoyed a lot. Got lots of insights as well. So I just have two questions. One is when we do the energy clearing for the food or food cleansing, we have to
Hmm.
open the lid and we have to keep the food in the center, right? So in that case, when we run the program, will that affect the nutrient content of the food, Christy?
No, it will not affect the nutrient content of the food because of the frequencies that's there. All right. So when they do the program, okay, the frequencies that they collate together, Okay, it's not meant to change the quality of your food, but it's meant to, let's say, clear away the pesticides, herbicides, impurities, yeah, all these pollutants from your food. Yeah,
Okay, I get it.
fungus. Sometimes you have parasites, raw food, meat, all that. We can't see it with our eyes, but if you are just, let it cleanse before you store everything into your cupboard or your fridge, so you can try
Okay.
that. Yeah, and then share with me the outcome after you do it. Okay.
Sure,
Mm.
Christy. So, is it like we have to cleanse the food, cook the food or the raw food, Christy?
Both. Okay. Now, at home, you can work on your raw food, raw
Okay.
materials, right? But let's say if you pack food from outside, from
Mm.
restaurant, you bring it home, the food is already cooked, right? So you can
Mm.
do it on the cooked food.
Okay,
Yeah, because
I get it.
yeah. So if you're going into a restaurant to eat and all that, that is cooked food because you can't
Yeah.
go to the kitchen and say, okay, let me cleanse my
Yeah, yeah.
my ingredients. So I've shown you two ways. All
I
right,
get
I've
it.
shown you two ways. So if you want to do it only after, it's fine.
Super. Okay.
Mm.
So just one last question, Christy. So how about the liquors, like all the liquors, alcohol is there, right? So is it possible for us to remove that liquoring, that negative energy from the liquor? And is it possible to do with the liquor actually? Like what I thought was people drink that drink that liquor only to have that one kick kind of a feeling, right? So if we do the
Mm-hmm.
cleansing part for the liquor, so that we'll be
Mm.
able to remove the negative energy, the harmful effects of the liquor, but still people will be able to have that psychological feeling alone. So is it
Yeah.
possible?
Okay. You can do it food cleansing. There is also water programs. Yeah. So you can also do like purification of negative info. And then there is another one which is unpleasant sensation.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
Like throwing up, nausea after that. So you can do the unpleasant sensation first on the alcohol. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Just
Sure, Christy.
experiment and then tell me what happens after you do this, after you do that. Yeah.
For this
So
liquor,
that's
I
that's
don't
how
have
we
any
all get
choice, Christy.
ideas. Yeah,
For
that's how
this
we get
liquor, I don't
ideas.
have any other choice. That's why I'm not able to experience it. But let me see.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Christy.
You're
Have a
most welcome.
lovely, what to say, holiday time. Happy Christmas and Happy New
Thank
Year
you.
as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, there's one question from Sarah Eric. For Healy Red Dot, it's recommended not more than 3 hours of usage. How about MagHealy? And combined together, how many hours of usage? Okay, if you're using Atmosphere program, I shared mainly Atmosphere program today, right? Unlimited. Okay, because it's not directly on the body, it cleanses the surrounding and it also interact with you, so it's not so direct. So it's okay even if you were to run for many hours, you can like use sleep under Atmosphere for the whole night, so you can do energy clearing and all that. So for Atmosphere, I wouldn't put any limit to it because it's not directly on the body. Then, if you were to use it on the body like the classic and McMakin, is the percentage, less so of how many hours. So if you use, let's say 20%, 30%, you can use more programs. All right. So don't go to 100%. So yeah. So is the duration come the intensity of what you're using combined together, you have to see. Then the other one is you have to follow your body. If you use, for some people, 3 hours is too much. For some people, 9 hours is nothing. So if you use and you feel that your head is a bit cloudy or a bit drowsy, that is the sign of having too much. Okay. But if you are alert, happy, then it's fine. So it's more individualistic rather than a blanket rule. Okay. Then for Healy, the pink app, right? It depends on whether you're using the electrodes or whether you're using the coil. For the coil, we don't put any limit to it, okay, because the coil usually you don't absorb that much. But if you're using electrodes and you're wearing the electrodes, we said 3 programs at the most, because every program is about an hour, yeah? So because it's direct and it's through the microcurrent. So when you receive too much microcurrent at one go, you'll find it's not harmful, but it's intense. You know, it's like the cells, you know, is getting so much information that it does not have time to actually process. Okay, if you use the high wave, for example, it also depends on the intensity. There are people who like to use 100% for high wave. So I don't use that high. All right. So it's not just the duration, you also look at the intensity and you also look at how sensitive is your body. Okay. So some don't feel the difference, then it's okay. All right. But if you feel that is too much for your body, then you may want to do step on the grass or the ground to just release it. Okay. Or drink more water. Okay. Gil Burrows have a question. Can you leave the Mac above you, such as on the shelf? Oh, yes, yes. The bed headboard, does it have to be on the body level? Okay. If you're using atmosphere, it doesn't have to be a certain level. Okay. It must have a bit of space around it, meaning that you don't put it at the corner, you know. It's like if you put it at a space at the corner and then you leave it right at the corner, this is a wall, this side is a wall, so you are not maximizing it. All right. So it's more of leaving it somewhere, either the top or on the floor, even is fine. Okay. But there must be a bit of space around it so that it's not not enclosed. Okay. Yes, for the high wave, as long as the white light is either lighting up or sometimes is blinking, okay, you can actually stop already, meaning that it is actually transmitting the frequency using the 5 megahertz carrier. All right, so it doesn't have to be 100% because the high wave is actually highly penetrating. Okay, like for me, if I use the high wave, I don't have to use the Healy every day, you know, because it was the effect is so strong, it can actually last me for 2 days or 3 days. All right. Dipali has a question. Any protocol for regeneration? Regeneration, are you talking about bioenergetic vitalization? Yes, there is a protocol. You do the the regeneration 1 for 1 week, regeneration 2 for 1 week, regeneration 3 for 1 week before you run the rest of the program if you want to do a full regeneration on the body. Okay. This one has been given some time ago. I can't remember which session. You can refer back to one of those sessions. Okay. Okay. All right, Chitra, you raised your hand, so I pass the time to you. Cannot hear you. You need to unmute.
Yeah. Uh, my question is regarding medicines.
Regarding what? Medicine?
Yeah, medicines. English allopathic medicines or whatsoever medicines. Some of the medicines tend to have side effects, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, can we alter those through this frequency where you can have the you can minimize the side effects of the medications.
Do you have MagHealy?
Yeah.
Okay. In MagHealy, there is a water program called Unpleasant Sensation.
Yeah.
Are you aware?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. In the water program, right, there is one program called the Unpleasant Sensation. You can try this. That means you have your drinking water that you want to take for your medication.
Yeah.
So you put the MagHealy on top of the water that you are drinking, the unpleasant sensation. Okay. Activate the water first for 10 minutes. Then you take your medication.
Usually,
Yeah.
I tend to prepare my own herbal medications for. I'm an Ayurvedic physician, so I prepare my medications for my patients, right? Okay, in some cases, most of them don't have negative effects. I mean,
Oh,
side effects, but in case if they shouldn't have any other thing, so how do I help them in reducing those, minimize the medicines which I prepare and will give a better result for them?
is it liquid?
It can be liquid also, or a powder form, or a paste, or even for that matter, for a cosmetic products. I apply
Okay.
it on skin and also.
If it's liquid, you take the whatever medication that you want to dispense, okay? Put the MagHealy on top, and then you run the purification of negative information and unpleasant sensation. Okay, you run it on, if it's liquid that you give to them. All right. If it is powder form, use food cleansing. Okay, and you tried it, then see what happens. Okay, let me know if you see changes with that. Okay, so that is what you can do for the medication that you dispense to them. Yeah,
Okay.
so you
Okay.
can do that. Okay,
Ah,
if
okay.
that doesn't work, then you let me know. Okay, you let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, because the
Okay.
other way is to water. So you can ask them to bring their own containers of water to your clinic, or you can dispense water bottles with your water, and then you give them the MagHealy activated water then, so that they can actually drink it together with their medication. You can actually try that and see what happens.
But then these medicines they take home, and as far as I am aware, water activation or whatever we do, it tends for max 6 hours or something, I suppose,
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
part of them.
yeah,
So
correct,
after that,
correct.
how does it affect them? Because I give them for a week or
Yeah,
a 15 days
yeah.
product. So in that case,
So,
how do I do?
yeah. So therefore, you work on the powder or the liquid. Okay. Yeah. Because if you do purification of negative information, it should remove anything that is negative from inside. Okay. You do that because you got to experiment and see what is the outcome. Okay. If they find that, okay, first 2 days, yeah, I don't have the side effects. And then after that, I get the side effects, meaning that the activation does not last very long. So you have to do that kind of experimentation and then getting the feedback for them. And then after that, we'll see what happens. Okay, then we'll find another way. Okay, because whenever there is a new problem to solve, I will do the experiment. Because right now, if you ask me, I will do that and then get the feedback. If that does not work, then we will see how.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, because the other way is then they will have to have the device. All right. That
Yeah.
means when they feel the discomfort, use the device to actually help them. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
If not, what you can do is you can use like Gold Cycle, right? Okay.
Mm,
Gold
mm,
Cycle used with the coil.
okay.
You actually put it, but that would take a long time because gold cycle is about 1 hour. So that means you have to do it before they come. That means their medication. You use pure to actually cleanse all the stuff first. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, try that. See whether it works. If it works, let me know. Then it will be my protocol to tell people what to do. If it doesn't work, I'll find another solution for you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you, Chitra. That's an interesting question. Okay, Kalai, you're next.
Hi, Christy. Thank you so
Hi.
much for your wonderful session. And it's a very, very informative session. Thank you so much. I have a question. You were explaining about building a profile, right? So, since my doubt is we have one land, but in that land we are facing lot of difficulties in selling that land.
Okay.
So, so how we can utilize that building profile for selling our land? Can you give some ideas, suggestion?
Okay, that's another interesting question. There are two things you can do. Okay. One is with the building profile, put in the land, the address, and then put in the coordinates like what I show you, right? Then did you take a picture? Meaning that the piece of land that you can see, right? Just take a picture of that land, put it into the aura, run the aura,
Okay,
minimum 27 minutes a day. So you can do that every day and then just cleanse the aura of that space. That's one.
okay,
Second thing is there is a coach module.
okay,
In the coach module, write down, okay, why you want to sell the land, who you want to benefit that piece of land, how much you
mm-hmm.
want to sell, by when you want to sell, into the
Oh,
coach, and you do the vibration every day, 38 seconds of stimulation and 27 minutes. So you do these two. So you cleanse the aura of the space. Aura is in a way good because land is a huge place. All right. So even if you use
I have
energy
to.
cleansing over there, it cannot cover much. So when you take the whole picture of that vast piece of land, okay, you can put
Okay,
it into the aura and do the cleansing. So you try these two.
okay, fine.
Mm.
So I have to load the land the photos, and I have to mention all the land details.
Yeah. Take the
Okay,
latest one. Are there anyone staying in that piece of land or is it an empty piece of land?
it's a empty piece of land.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So you can do all the cleansing. And then while you're doing the coach, okay, so your own self must align. Okay. Are you willing to let go of the land? Do you really want to sell the land?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, and what do you want the land to be used for?
So I have to sell with a good price, and I have to utilize that money for some debt clearance.
For debt clearance, huh? Okay. All right. So, your attitude when you are vibrating the coach is imagine you receive that lump sum of money that you have and how
Okay,
you will feel when your debt is fully cleared. All right. So
okay,
it's an attitude of I'm open. I'm fully open to receive this sum of money and I'm willing to exchange this sum of money with this land that I own. So you must be willing to let go of the land. Sometimes, because I don't know how you get the land, sometimes it's inheritance or whatsoever. So it's tied to certain sentimental value of that land, you know. So you want to exchange that land with money, but at the same time, you have some sentimental feelings that's attached to the land. So it's like you want to let go, but you don't want to let go. You want to let go, but you don't want to let go. Okay. So all this has to be aligned for uh the coach request that
okay,
you have to happen.
okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you got to sit down and see, are there anything that is holding you back from selling that land?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Sure.
what it means to get the money to clear the debts. So every day you got to imagine that the land is already sold and the money is in your hand. And
Okay.
yeah, okay.
Okay, fine. Okay,
And
thank you.
then
Thank you.
think of the buyer. Think of how
Mm,
the land will be utilized. Okay, whether it will
mhm.
be used to build homes, whether it will be used for agriculture, whether it will be used to plant more trees. Yeah. So imagine what that piece of land will be used for after it's been sold. Yeah. So you may have
Okay.
in mind that how that land you want to, so it will attract the kind
Mm,
of buyer for that land that you want.
okay. Okay. Sure, sure.
Mm. Mm.
Okay. Yeah, will do. Will do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Love
Thank
you.
you. You're most welcome. Okay, coach program 27 minutes. How many time can we put? Yeah, you can use 27 minutes is the standard time that we normally ask users to just use that. You can use 54 minutes, you can use 4 hours, you can use 9 hours. So it all depends on how many devices do you have and you have other purpose to use it, right? So that's why 27 minutes will allow you to use it for other purpose. But if you feel that you have a few spare device and you want to just focus on that particular coach goal that you want to achieve, you can do it. Okay, somebody actually do it for 24 hours. Yeah. So they just keep running the goal statement until she achieve it. Then only she stop. Okay. So different people have a different way of using it. Okay. Next one, Nitya again. Yeah.
One quick question, Christy.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, how about using Healy for the breastfeeding moms? Like, can we give distance healing for the breastfeeding moms, or can they use Healy with coil or high wave or with the bracelets? Breastfeeding mom can use, and while feeding the baby itself, while that time, can they take the program, or how is it actually?
Okay. Any issues with the breastfeeding? No issue with the breastfeeding?
No, there's no issue with the breastfeeding, but for the
Mm.
general thing they are using, like for their negative thought pattern or for their any other some other health issue, mental health issue, or physical health issue, or relationship
Okay.
challenge, those
All
kind of
right.
problem.
Okay.
Nothing, no
Yeah.
problem with the breastfeeding.
Okay. All right. Just want to check on that. Um, when the mother use it with the coil and place it, let's say, somewhere here, both the baby and the mother is receiving it at the same time. Okay. I have heard of a case where the baby used to have bowel problems. Okay, meaning that the baby do not actually clear the bowel every day. And this new mother bought the Healy, and this is what she was doing. She was using pure Go Cycle. That's how you start, right? Go Cycle pure. And she was using the coil, and she was doing all the breastfeeding and all that. Then she noticed that the baby start to poo every day, and it became smooth after that. Okay, so the baby is receiving it. So use it with the coil. Yeah, so she can use any of the programs. Okay, shows if she wants to use more of the love program, she can use like heart chakra, which is relationship with the child. Okay, then if she feels, let's say, insecurity, or let's say postnatal depression, insecurity, all that, she can use that. If let's say the baby is not sleeping, she can wear the sleep program, or if she feels very, very tired, job, job, she can use that as well. And then other things that has to do with love, she can use serenity. If the baby is, let's say, very agitated, etc., she can use serenity. Yeah,
How about the distance healing,
then it
Christy?
will be
Can
a
we give
calm.
distance healing while they're doing the breastfeeding?
Yes, of
And that
course.
at that
But when
time of
you
breastfeeding, I'm
when
asking.
the difference is when you give distance healing, you are selecting one name. So it goes to the person, it does not go to the baby. If you want
Okay,
both mother and baby to benefit, it will be with the coil.
okay. But my question is like sometimes the young mothers, they're very skeptical about, no, I want to use Healy, but I don't want to use it for my newborn baby. So in that case, whenever they take program, they can just stay little away from the baby, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. If not, they can use electrodes, they can use the high wave, or you can use the blue app, then it would be just for them alone.
Okay then, Christy. Thank you so much.
Mm. Okay. No other question? Very good. All right, so we will oh, Kalai, did you raise your hand again or no? No. Okay. All right. So thank you all so much. Thank you for your questions. Today's question is very different, interesting. All right. So happy holidays till I see you next week. Bye bye. Take care.